Welcome back, this is UniversalGiant. We're going to be continuing our playthrough of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle with Knuckles in the Stage 8 of the hero story, Aquatic Mine. For those of you that have played The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time before, or watched my playthrough of the Master Quest, this is the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle equivalent of the Water Temple. There are 3 areas where you can raise or lower the water. The 2 switches for the top level and the second level were right at the beginning where we talked to Omochao. The third one is all the way up here. In order to access it, you need to have the first level active. But the third one actually drains all of the water. And I don't know about you, but I really hate having to swim all over the place. I'm not sure which is actually faster, being able to fly or swim. I know you can move laterally a lot faster in the air than you can swimming, but going up and down I think is about the same. And I think it was about here that I realized that there's actually an ability I want to pick up in here, but no, not yet. I go searching for that later. The first one, I hit the wrong button. It's in the barrels over here. Simple enough. So let's keep going, get our bearings, see if we can figure out where the next one is. Yeah, now I want to get that ability, and I forget if I have to have the water level on 1 or 2 to access it. I think... no, it's not over here, that's where the ghost room is. So it's got to be 1 level down there. There's a whole ghost room to explore down there. But where I really want to go is over here, and because the water level is at 2, there's a platform blocking the entrance. But wait a minute. The emerald might be down here. Minecart dumping. Oh, that's below this platform. Oh, I gotta raise the water up to 1 to get that platform up, and then I have to swim all the way down there. Yeah, I remember that one. That's one of the trickiest ones to find. So now I gotta get the water level back down to 3, and in order to do that, I have to raise the water to 1. Yeah, this does remind me so much of the Water Temple. So annoying. So catch the crane up here, jump over to the switch, which I probably just ran past. No, it's right there. Get that down to 3, and now I can go access the area. No, that was right. That was it. Right here. This ability, you don't really need it for anything outside of this level, except for one area at the end of the game that you will be just patting yourself on the back for getting this at the end. It makes that section extremely easy. But if you're fast, you'll just be able to get up here before you run out of air, and you will grab the air necklace, which lets you breathe underwater. Awesome. Unfortunately, this is the only area in, Knuckles exclusive levels that there's actually enough water for you to care about drowning. But now we can swim underwater as much as we want and not worry about drowning. And drowning is probably one of my biggest fears in video games. Especially the sound that plays just as you're about to drown in the Sonic games. It gets really, really, really panicky and faster and faster and faster. That just makes my heart race, and it scares the hell out of me. But we don't have to deal with it anymore, because even Rouge doesn't have that many underwater sections. I know there's a little bit in Dragon. Oh shoot, I remember. I'm supposed to raise the water back to 1 again. I did not forget. I know that. Is there a faster way up here? Occasionally you'll find a Master Emerald piece over here in this shaft. Wait, maybe that is the one. I lose my sense of direction when I get down to the mines themselves. Switch number 1. I tried number 2, it's gotta be number 1. I didn't need that clue. So now we gotta find our way back outside the mine, into this main area. Where's that spring that helps me get up to the first floor much more easily? Find the switches again. Step on switch number 1. 4 minutes, 20 seconds, and we only have 1 Master Emerald piece. This is why I had to split the last video. That's why it was so short. So it's got... the Master Emerald piece has to be over here. I'm not sure which of the 2 shafts it is, but my radar should pick that up. I think it's this one. So we go all the way down now that the platform's up there, and it's in this little area down here, which would have been much more difficult to reach and especially more difficult to get out of if we didn't have the air necklace. Aren't you thankful we picked that up? Even if you don't need it to get any of the gems in this part, you want to pick this up before you beat the game. It makes it exceptionally easier to do. So now we gotta figure out where the third one is. Why did I step on 2? Oh, that's right, I thought it was over here, because my radar's kind of going off. And in order to access this room, you need to have the water level on 2 or 3. This is the ghost room. Yes, the ghosts are a bit of a theme for Knuckles' scary stuff. You can actually deactivate the fire here by punching the back. There's actually a button behind the skulls that deactivates the fire. It's over here. Okay, usually I see 3 skulls lined up. You'd think it's in the middle of the 3 of them. I think maybe it's where a 4th one would be, if there were 4 of them, because digging in the middle of them doesn't really help. There's nothing there. Maybe where the 4th one would be. There it is. 6 minutes! 6 whole minutes! It took 6 minutes. That's not going to be a good rank.
I have to try harder.
Sheesh. There always seems to be a lot of police around when you don't need it.
I guess Sonic got separated from the others.
Any news yet?
For some reason, I'm not getting a signal from the 6 remaining Chaos Emeralds. Maybe Eggman took the emeralds into outer space.
No, really?
Outer space?
They only fired the weapon from outer space. You don't think they would be up there too? Wait. It's Knuckles! He's finally joined the rest of the party!
See, I must have got lost in the mines.
No kidding.
Looking for the Master Emerald pieces was tougher than I thought it would be.
Because I didn't expect them to be in mines!
Anyway. Hey, where are you going?
Move aside, Knuckles.
Where the hell is Amy going?
To find the transcripts between Eggman and the President in the government computer.
Hmm.
I'm following the President's limo right now.
So the President's talking to Eggman?
If we get into the limo, we can trace the call to find Eggman.
Isn't that the government's job?
Let's meet up there.
Regardless, Tails is going after the President. In Route 101, we finally get a karting level.
The President must be over there. Let's
The karts in this game, they're really weird. But I suppose for a Sonic game, they're not that bad. Although after seeing Sonic All-Star Racing, I gotta say the control of these is pretty weird. I mean, typical karting stuff, hold down the A button to go. Use the control stick to turn, but if you tap the B button just once, you can kind of swerve out of control. That helps you turn a little bit better. I don't know if they intended for that to be the drift of the karts, or if it was just supposed to be something to let you know that you're moving out of control. But it makes the turns a lot easier. And if you get about 20 rings, you get to do what Tails calls a power boost, where you just press the Y button and you go a little bit faster. But doing the brake drift is exceptionally helpful in making the turns. Not necessarily for Tails' karting level, because this one's relatively easy, and there aren't many difficult turns for you to make. But just the karting in general, it makes turns easier. I'm going to cut the video off before it shows it, but after you beat the first karting level, you actually unlock a multiplayer kart mode, where you can play a bunch of different karting courses outside of the story, and actually race for your best time. Which is an interesting feature that I don't really spend that much time doing. Because personally, if I want to play a karting level, I just play something else. But I think it's nice that they have this sort of thing. Good change of pace. Although it doesn't really make much sense for Tails to be using the tornado as a car if he has it as a plane. I don't know if he's afraid that the President will pick him up on this radar or something. Maybe that's it. I never really understood it. remember I said that every level has 5 missions for you to complete, and outside of the story mode, you can access the other 4 missions. The thing about the karting levels is that their missions are obviously different. I mean, in the running levels, or the treasure hunting levels, or the, you know, just the regular levels, you have things like collect 100 rings, or I'm thinking of the wrong things. Defeat the level in enough time, or find the lost Chow. The ones in the karting levels are a little bit different, but I'll have to get into explaining those in the next part of the playthrough, because Tails just found the President's limousine. And in the next part, we'll see just how they intend to figure out where Eggman is through the President's limousine. See ya then.